Today on the news at Ryder, Mark Milton comes to campus, P. Diddy's son goes to UCLA, and warfare continues in Iraq. All this and more at the Ryder News. Welcome to the Ryder News. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Caitlin. McDonald's is making some changes to the beloved kid favorite, and the meals may not be so happy anymore. A new San Francisco law is going into effect that bans McDonald's from giving away toys unless the food meets nutrition requirements. What are those requirements, you may ask? Well, the meals must be less than 600 calories and contain fruits and vegetables. This initiative is part of a new effort from the City Council of San Francisco to prevent childhood obesity. McDonald's says they will comply, but they are still going to give you, the customer, what you want. You should see changes take place by March 2012. Could your favorite juice be contaminated by lethal poison? According to a new study from Consumer Reports, 10% of apple and grape juices contain more arsenic than legal drinking water levels allow. Juices tested in the study are sold at Walmart, Mott's, Walgreens, and Welch's. Brands includes Gerber, Trader Joe's, and Minute Maid are mentioned in the report. Scientists at Consumer Report said they are concerned about the public health consequences, especially since children are small in size and juice is a staple of their diet. Arsenic is odorless and tasteless. Long-term exposure can lead to cancer of the bladder, liver, and kidney. The Juice Producers Association said juice is safe for consumers of all ages. Consumer Report said children under 18 should not drink more than 8 to 12 ounces of juice a day.
In sports, Justin Combs, the son of Sean Puffy Combs, committed through a press release to play his college football with the UCLA Bruins. The verbal commitment by Justin Combs, a two-star prospect and the number 132 quarterback in the class of 2012, according to Scout.com, comes one day after it was officially announced that the man ultimately responsible for recruiting him, Rick Neusel, would not be the Bruins head coach beyond the 2011 season. Today, I am truly blessed and thankful to accept my scholarship and give my full commitment to UCLA, Justin Combs said in a statement. Playing Division I football was a lifelong dream of mine, and through hard work, I was able to achieve it. I am a living testament that with a strong relationship with God, family, and hard work, dreams do come true. Suffice to say, the megastar father of Justin Combs was just as ecstatic as his son over the non-binding verbal commitment. As a parent, today is one of the proudest moments of my life, the elder Combs said in the statement. This is everything a father could want for his son, for him to excel at what he truly loves and is passionate about. Justin is a shining example of what hard work and determination, a strong mentality, can achieve. I am honored to call him my son, and am truly happy that he is fulfilling his dream. The NFL suspended Detroit's Ndamukong Suh's defensive tackle on Tuesday for roughing up a Green Bay Packers player in front of national television audience during a loss on Thanksgiving Day. Suh will miss Sunday night's game at New Orleans and a December 11th home game against Minnesota, and he won't be paid until he is reinstated December 12th. Suh is remorseful and knows he made a mistake last week, but he was encouraged by the NFL Players Association and Goodell to appeal his 2-game suspension, league sources told Schefter. Suh is prepared to conform with the punishment, meaning that he is expected to miss Sunday's game against the Saints, with this hope that his suspension could be reduced to 1 game, sources said. Suh's suspension will cost him $164,000 or 2-game checks. Suh formally appealed the punishment Tuesday afternoon. Suh's former Penn State assistant football coach, Jerry Sandusky, for sexual abuse. Penn State and Sandusky's charity organization are also targets of the lawsuit. The 29-year-old man, known as John Doe A., is suing Sandusky of sexually abusing him more than 100 times, according to his attorney, Jeff Anderson. The victim's lawyer also says he was threatened by the former coach of harm if he ever tried to tell anyone of the alleged abuse. I am hurting and have been for a long time, says John Doe A. According to the lawsuit, this is only one case of many. Sandusky is charged with 40 counts of alleged sexual abuse. Others say they have too been sexually abused by the former coach. Meanwhile, Sandusky denies the allegations against him, and his attorney, John Amendola, claims he is innocent.
In the realm of entertainment, Conrad Murray is sentenced to 4 years jail time for the death of Michael Jackson. Michael Pastor, the Los Angeles County Superior Court judge, is sentencing Murray for involuntary manslaughter. He will be serving time in the Los Angeles County Jail. Murray may not serve more than 2 years, according to LA County Sheriff spokesman Steve Whitmore. Judge Pastor says Murray will not be getting probation for lack of remorse and responsibility. He states there is a pattern of deceit and lies. That pattern was to assist Dr. Murray. The Jackson family is pleased with the judge's decision of no leniency. Dr. Murray will more than likely no longer practice medicine. Comedian and entertainer Patrice O'Neal dies of illness. O'Neal has suffered from a stroke in October, which, according to People magazine, was linked to diabetes. Complications from the stroke led to his death at the age of 41. All of us have lost a true comic genius, said O'Neal's agent. O'Neal appeared on late-night talk shows, hit shows like The Office, as well as various comedy specials. Many friends and fans took to Twitter to mourn about O'Neal's death. In a statement from O'Neal's agent, he says, "We ask that you respect the family's request for privacy at this difficult time." Anne Hathaway is engaged to boyfriend Adam Schulman. Hathaway, who acted in The Princess Diaries, will star in the upcoming film The Dark Knight Rises as Catwoman. She has been dating Schulman, also an actor, for 3 years. Their relationship began in 2009 after her split from former boyfriend Raffaello Filore. In 2008, shortly after her split from Filore, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud and money laundering. According to Harper's Bazaar, Hathaway says her relationship with Schulman is great and drama-free. Justin Bieber takes a paternity test. A fan, Mariah Yeater, claims that Bieber is the father of her baby. According to TMZ, Bieber has taken the paternity test, and now Yeater has to prove DNA from her child. Yeater alleges that Bieber lost his virginity to her backstage, which leads to another issue of age gap. Bieber would have been 16 at the time of the alleged encounter. The age of consent in California is 18. Bieber's team says they will vigorously pursue all available legal remedies to protect Justin. The Rebovich Institute of New Jersey Politics recently invited Democrat Mark Mellman to the stage. Kevin Rafferty was there to catch all the action.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing outside at Rider University, where Mark Mellman just gave a speech on the political landscape of 2012. I caught all the action for you to see, so let's check it out. For those of you not familiar with Mellman, he was recently named the top pollster in the U.S. and is the CEO and head of the Mellman Group, leading in polling and political awareness. Mellman spoke on the political landscape of our country in 2012, strongly focusing on the upcoming presidential election. He spent much time discussing President Obama's likelihood of re-election.
President Obama is in a pretty good position to get re-elected. In fact, if you look at what is the most broad-based forecasting model around, it's something called Polyvote, look at it, polyvote.com, that looks at all of the different, a wide variety of different ways to think about forecasting an election and puts them all together. It looks at econometric models that deal with the economy, looks at poll data, it looks at history, it looks at all kinds of, looks at the political markets where people buy shares based on how likely they think various candidates are to win. They put all that vote data together, and they say that Barack Obama is likely to win with 51.8% of the vote.
I caught up with Mellman, and he gave me some insight on the industry.
Well, the truth is there's a lot of things for poli-sci majors to do in politics besides run for office themselves. There's a whole infrastructure of people who help candidates get elected to office. There are pollsters like me who look at public opinion, study public opinion, use it to develop political strategy. There are people who do media, who make advertisements for political candidates. There are people who organize voters and do door-to-door and on the phone organizing with people. So there's all kinds of job activities that people can do in support of candidates getting elected.
For those more interested in poli-sci, the Rebovich Institute, along with hosting seminars and talks, helps students achieve internships in their field of study. The Rebovich Institute also promotes political awareness and the necessity of voting. I caught up with Ben Dworkin, the head of the Rebovich Institute, to see how students should go about getting involved.
Come and to start, don't wait until your junior year to find that first internship. Start in your freshman year, start in your sophomore year, get it going, and each one leads to a better one, and that way Rider students will have tremendous options when they graduate. Best way, just email me.
For the news at Rider, this has been Kevin Rafferty.
Thanks, Kevin. The Rebovich Institute has welcomed everyone from Mike Huckabee to Chris Christie. They also host debates during election time.
Is the SEC holding companies accountable for their actions these days? According to United States District Judge Jed Rakoff, the answer is no. Undermining the Securities and Exchange Commission's practice of allowing companies to settle cases without admitting to guilty, Judge Jed Rakoff rejected the $285 million settlement today between Mega Group, the SEC, and Citigroup. Why? According to Rakoff, allowing Citigroup to simply get away with writing a check for fraud would not be, quote, be in the public interest. Instead, Rakoff has decided to put the banks on trial. Taking the Citigroup's case should go to a public trial. Rakoff hopes to set a precedent that requires companies to become accountable for their actions. In a past statement, Citigroup spokesperson Edward Schuyler has said, "We believe the settlement fully complies with long-established legal standards. In the event the case is tried, we would present substantial factual and legal defenses to the charges. Today, Rakoff's decision will put Citigroup's claims to be tested in court." As the U.S. continues to withdraw its troops from Iraq, the death toll has begun to climb in a new wave of attacks. As the yellow taxi pulled up in front of the security post of a crowded prison just north of Baghdad this morning, the civilians and security guards standing outside were shocked when the vehicle blew up, killing at least 13 and injuring over 28. As the third attack this week, government officials believe that the recent surge of violence in Iraq may be attributed to al-Qaeda's affiliate group in Iraq. While American Ambassador James Jeffrey claims that overall security in Iraq has improved, he also believes that the al-Qaeda in Iraq organization is still active, particularly in the north.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, for the News at Ryder, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Ethan. See you next time.